let's talk about those authorized transactions. So failure to read the fine print. I go to a website, hey, and I sign up for something. Okay, let's go freecreditreport.com. Hey, we all know that freecreditreport.com is not the place to get your free credit report, right? Hey, there are other government websites where you get your free credit report for nothing. The freecreditreport.com, they'll give it to you, but you don't just get it for nothing, right? If you've ever been to freecreditreport.com, what they require is for you to give them some information. One of the things they require is bank account or a debit card to be supplied. Why? So they can charge you after 30 days because you didn't cancel because you didn't read the fine print. So if somebody goes to a website like that, their failure to read the fine print, and then there's a service charge that starts accumulating monthly, weekly, whatever it may be, after the time frame that was in the fine print passes, those are authorized transactions. So failure to read the fine print. If a customer would call you and say, yeah, I've been getting charged this monthly fee. Well, did you go to that website? Well, yeah. Well, did you read the fine print? Oh, I guess I didn't realize I had to cancel after 30 days. Those are authorized. That's not your problem, bank, if it comes to you in the form of a dispute. That's something they can take up with them, but you won't have to. It's not covered under this segment. Letter B, not happy. So sometimes people authorize a purchase and then they're not happy with it. There's a misconception here about not happy and these purchases. It's not covered by REG E. REG Z, Truth in Lending Act, credit card rules have a not happy provision. So if I use my credit card and I'm not happy and it meets certain criteria, I might get some or all of my money back. I'm not a credit card expert, but I know enough that exists. REG E, no, if I'm authorizing something and not happy, it's not covered because it was initially authorized. The fact that I'm not happy with it is between me and the merchant. Letter C is what we began to talk about at the bottom of the previous page. It's this exceeded authorization. And so let's look at the bold print here real close. It says the consumer furnishes an access device and grants authority to make transfers. So I give my card to my son to go and purchase something on the Xbox. I give my card to my son to go and put gas in his truck, and I'm expecting him to bring the card right back. What this then goes on to say is that the liability is going to be dependent on whether or not the access was revoked. Okay, and so if I give my card to my son to go to the gas station to buy gas, and he stops at a bunch of other different places and buys stuff, okay, I granted him access to that card, authority to use it. Those are on me. They're not on the financial institution because I granted him access. Now, it does go on to say, unless the consumer has notified the financial institution that transfers by that person are no longer authorized. We got to be careful with that, because what you don't want is every customer who hands their card to somebody to come to call you when they take it back from that somebody, because that'd be a customer service nightmare. The thing to probably be most careful of here is you can't say in your account disclosures the customer's not supposed to give the customer can't provide, or the bank will not be liable for transactions conducted by the customer when the card has been provided to a third party. So you may have an account agreement that says I shouldn't give my card to my son, but that doesn't relieve you of REG E liability. Now, in this case, if I give my card to my son and he goes and buys more than what was authorized, okay, because I granted him that access device, I gave him authority. Now, when I take that back and put it in my wallet, and then he goes and takes it out of my wallet, does something else with it, that's now a stolen card. But when I gave it to him and let him leave the house with it, I granted him the authority to utilize that. When I get it back, it's now back in my possession, goes in my wallet. If he steals it out of it, that would then become unauthorized. Now, how much of those details you're going to get in the event that you encounter a dispute, okay, probably depends on your investigation department and how willing the customer is to give you information along the way.